Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Mid-Level Media channel, your hub for everything physical media and entertainment. Guys, look, Lionsgate. You know, they had a good run. They really had a good run. I would say from late 2020 to late 2023, they released banger after banger after banger. And a lot of them on steelbook. On actual steelbook. A lot of them are 4K steelbooks, some of them are Blu-ray steelbooks, but they were releasing all kinds of great films on 4K, on Blu-ray with beautiful steelbooks with slipcovers. They were just firing on all cylinders. What happens? What happened to Lionsgate? I don't know if it's a financial thing, and I don't really want to dive into all that stuff. But I mean, lately, their movies in the theaters, haven't been doing the best. You got Borderlands that just bombed horribly. You got, what was the movie? The Crow remake, which bombed horribly. And I think they've had a few misses, this year in the theater. I think Imaginary probably made some money for them, which is probably why we're going to get a 4K steelbook of Imaginary months after the Blu-ray, by the way. But no, that can't be the reason, because we're getting a 4K steelbook of Borderlands and also The Crow. They're going to try to milk those out. Even though nobody went to go see them, they're going to bank on people actually wanting to collect physical versions of those. But I am somebody that I was so high on Lionsgate, guys. I helped Lionsgate. For those of you guys that don't know, I actually helped Lionsgate win a Clio Award. They used one of my videos to help their American Psycho steelbook win an award for artwork, which I thought was super awesome, super cool. They played my video on a big screen, which I probably did not look great on the big screen, guys. In the same place they do the Oscars. So I'm that was super freaking awesome. And I have talked to people at Lionsgate, interacted with them on Instagram. They're great people over there. I just don't know what happened. I don't know what happened, because it feels like in 2024, we've gotten one really cool catalog release. Maybe there's been a couple others. Cutthroat Island, maybe. I can't think of any other. A lot of their steelbooks they're doing now are just tied to new release movies that are coming out. And they're on Amazon for $40 or something. I think, what was that? The Ministry of the Ungentlemanly Warfare. They're at Walmart for $40. The prices have jacked all the way up. And to be fair, the newer movies, the 4K steelbooks of the newer movies back in the day at Best Buy were usually $33, $34, $35. So it's really not that much more. I think it's just more noticeable now because they're pretty much just doing their new movies. That's what's getting the steelbooks now, is their newer films, and they're not focusing a lot on the catalog titles. When the catalog titles come out, they were $20 at one point, guys. We paid $19.99 for the T2 4K steelbook. We paid $19.99 for the American Psycho 4K steelbook, which is one of the greatest steelbooks of all time. We paid $19.99 for the Apocalypse Now 4K steelbook. Guys, if you remember it, you know, that. Those were the days to be a collector. It wasn't that long ago, guys. It wasn't that long ago. It was 2 years ago. But I just think back at that, and I remember those days with such fondness, because I was almost done collecting steelbooks. I went through the Marvel phase where I tried to collect all the Avengers steelbooks and all that kind of stuff, Best Buy exclusives. And I'm tired of paying $35, $40 for all these steelbooks. And I was you know what? I'm just going to get the regular slipcover versions because I like slipcovers anyway. Steelbooks are kind of, they're cold and, they're cold and clammy and they just don't feel great when you grab them off the shelf. But what Lionsgate did, guys, is they took the steelbook and they put a slipcover on it. And they had some incredible artwork to really sell that steelbook. And they just made it an event. Every time they announce a Lionsgate steelbook, there's all these pictures of it, and it just looks so great, with all the pictures that they present, and it always just looks phenomenal. Every time, even now, when they show a steelbook now, when we're lucky enough to get an older catalog title like Wind River that just came out. I don't even know if I've showed this on the channel yet. I probably have. This video might come out a little bit later. This is a great steelbook. I haven't even unboxed this yet. This is a great steelbook, but this is the first in 2024 that I would consider a great steelbook from Lionsgate. Cutthroat Island was cool, I guess, but that already had a 4K. The artwork was good. They did the 2 Red movies, and I'm talking as far as catalog releases, guys. And they redid, Rambo. They redid Rambo First Blood and Rambo Last Blood. I don't know why they didn't do 2, 3, and the 4th one, or just Rambo, but they didn't. So that was kind of weird. Other than that, I can't really think of anything as far as catalog releases that they put out. And I think that's what us as collectors were just kind of chomping at the bit for, like salivating for. That's what we wanted. We wanted those older films with cool steelbooks, you know. It's nice to get the newer stuff with cool steelbooks, but like I said, they're charging like $40 now. Like, we want the old Lionsgate. Just because you went to Walmart doesn't mean you can price gouge just like, okay, Lionsgate. We want the old line, and I get it. You're hurting right now. Your movies aren't doing the best. That doesn't mean you can price gouge. Just take it back to the old days. I get it, inflation, but charge 23, 24. Don't charge $40 for a new steelbook. Come on now, take it back. Take it back to the good old days. $24.99. And to be fair, they've been doing a lot of cool, like they've been doing the Vestron steelbooks, but those aren't 4K. Those are Blu-ray. They did all those bloody, disgusting steelbooks. Those are cool, but those are just a bunch of re-releases, guys. They just don't do a lot of these catalog releases like they used to. They just don't. Like, if you want to dispute that in the comment section and maybe point out one other one that they did that I didn't think of, go ahead and do so. But there's no denying they've slowed way down on that in comparison to 2021, 2022, and 2023. Dirty Dancing, guys, on 4K. One of the best steelbooks in my collection. $19.99. It's just crazy. But guys, I've got a plan, okay? I've got a plan for Lionsgate that's going to get them on track. If they do these movies that I'm about to show you, 4K steelbooks, okay, upgrade all these to 4K, because I do not think that I'm going to be showing any that have 4Ks, okay? If they do these movies, 4K steelbooks, nice 4K steelbooks, this will put Lionsgate back on track, and it will win them. They will win us over again. That's what I'm trying to say, guys, with these movies. Now, the prices, they got to go down a little bit. $24.99. That's what I'm proposing. At Walmart exclusive, Amazon exclusive, whatever exclusive you want to make them, $24.99. That's what you need to put them back at Lionsgate, and you will win people over again. We will come back. We will trust you, Lionsgate, as the working man's studio that's going to give us good prices for their releases. Let's kick things off with and this. Look, these first two I'm going to just go ahead and mention these right off the bat. This might be out of Lionsgate's control. I'm sure if they could have done these movies by now, they would have. This might be Tarantino or actually the Weinstein or whatever, Miramax, or I don't even know who has all these. But anyway, let's talk about the Kill Bill movies. We need steelbooks for these. There was word. First off, there was actual confirmation that Lionsgate got the rights to the Kill Bill movies, and they were gonna put them out on 4K. That actually came out like a year and a half, almost 2 years ago now. We got word of that, so that's not BS. That's not me just like pitching stuff that's not gonna happen. There was word that Lionsgate does have the rights to these movies, and they're working on 4Ks of them. But where are they? It's been 2 years since that deal was struck. Why have we not gotten 4Ks of these movies? And like I said, it could be Tarantino. It could be a Weinstein deal. I think, wasn't there some issues with Weinstein in prison? Like, did he get out or something? I don't know. I don't follow all that stuff. Anyway, I follow physical media. Kill Bill 1 and 2. We need 4K steelbooks for these guys. That would set the world on fire. People would go nuts for 4K steelbooks. And yes, I want them individually. I know people consider them one movie. I want two. I'm greedy. I want Kill Bill Volume 1, 4K steelbook with a slipcover. I want Kill Bill Volume 2, 4K steelbook with a slipcover. You can do another one. You can do the whole bloody affair and do a steelbook together. But I want them separate as well in the collection. Same for Jango. Jango we need on 4K. This is a Western, guys. This will look beautiful on 4K. The steelbook, I'm just picturing the artwork right now. Calvin Candy, Jamie Foxx, Jango. It would be beautiful. So I want this, okay? The nice Western aesthetic on it. I'm sure they could do some cool stuff. Like 310 to Yuma is another really awesome one that they did. 4K steelbook, and that's a Western. And Young Guns. Like, they've done great Western steelbooks before. Young Guns, I would say, is maybe the last great catalog 4K release that they did, but I haven't checked out Wind River yet. But anyway, Jango we need on 4K for sure. Nice steelbook of this. This would get them on track, guys. Just these three alone would put them back in people's good graces again. Not saying that they're out of everybody's good graces. Some people don't even think about this stuff. I'm just a nerd, and I get into this stuff probably way more than I should. But I know there's other people out there like me. But if they did all three of these, it would be freaking phenomenal. You guys know it. We would be all on board. This next one, guys, I don't know if this is ever going to happen, and I don't know why. Because this would sell extraordinarily well. There's no way that it wouldn't. There's just no way that it wouldn't. People paid $400 to import this franchise from Australia, and half of those were broken when they got over here. They would 100% pick up a Saw 8 film or by now, what would it be? 10 film steelbook collection. They 100% wouldn't. I'm not even saying you have to do a collection, but why wouldn't you do a collection? Do them individually and start small. Start with Saw 2 and Saw 3. Do those two nice 4K steelbooks. People want the individual steelbooks because they have the Saw 4K steelbook. We have the Spiral 4K steelbook. We have the Saw X 4K steelbook now and the Jigsaw 4K steelbook. We want Saw 2 through 7 4K steelbooks. And I say we as in us collectively as a physical media community. I'm not a huge Saw fan, even though I probably would get them just because they would probably be pretty great as far as the artwork. Saw 2 through 7, we need 4K steelbooks of those individual 4K steelbooks, and we also need a Saw 10 movie 4K steelbook collection. You know, you can make it like the Rambo sets that they did, just make it bigger. Like, people would buy that. You could charge like $200 to $250 for that set, and that would fly off the shelves. That would fly off the shelves, and there's no good reason why you wouldn't do that. There's no rights issues. Lionsgate owns all these films. There's no good reason. There's no like big prominent director that could be holding up the 4K restorations except for James Wan, and he already put his Saw film out on 4K. So I don't get why they just don't do all these movies in 4K. I get it. Money. That's what people will argue. It's money. You will make that back tenfold if you do these movies on 4K. It doesn't make any sense to not do the rest of the Saw franchise on 4K and do nice Lionsgate steelbooks for them. People would go nuts, and you know that they would. All right, so we're going to get into... I knocked the big stuff out of the way first, guys. We're going to get into some lesser titles right here. Not necessarily lesser known titles, but just lesser titles that wouldn't necessarily, pop the mainstream audience. But I feel like in the physical media world, people would be excited for these. And I think all these are Lionsgate. I look for the Lionsgate logo, but if there's like rights issues and some other studio bought this and that, I don't know, guys. I just look for Lionsgate on here, and I brought it over there. Brought it over here. We got Hellfest, and I don't even have the plastic off of this, so I haven't even watched the Blu-ray. I did see this movie in the theaters, though. That was the last time I seen it. This movie does have a 4K. I actually forgot about that because I opened the video by saying none of these have 4Ks. Hellfest actually does already have a 4K. Give it a nice steelbook from Lionsgate. Like, this was a really cool movie, and you could give it a cool, amusement park themed steelbook with tons of great colors, carnival colors, and it will look amazing. And this is a really, really solid, original slasher film, modern slasher film that I don't feel like enough people checked out when it came out. And I do encourage you to check out Hellfest. I thought it was a lot of fun, and I think it would make a great Lionsgate steelbook as well. This one, guys, to me, it's one of the all-time great movies of the 2000s. I love this film. This is directed by Bill Paxton. Frailty. People would go nuts for a Frailty 4K steelbook from Lionsgate. They absolutely would. And yes, this is Lionsgate. I'm trying to look on the back again. People will go nuts. This movie in 4K, I think, needs to happen because it's a beautifully shot film. It will look magnificent on 4K. You need to honor Bill Paxton's legacy by putting his directed... I don't know if this was his directorial debut or not. I'm not confident enough to say that. But this is a great film directed by Bill Paxton. Honor his legacy. Put out Frailty on 4K, guys. Put it out on 4K. And I love this movie. I think it could make a great 4K steelbook. Maybe on the back you could have the kids down in the little underground cellar kind of looking up with Bill Paxton at the top. There's a lot of cool stuff you could do with that steelbook, guys. Frailty 4K steelbook. Let's make it happen. Lionsgate. This is a really cool movie. I don't know if I necessarily need this movie on 4K, but I think a 4K steelbook just with the costumes and stuff that they wore, I think you could do some really interesting stuff with that. But American Animals. This is a movie from 2018, and I really enjoyed this movie. It's based on a true story. These kids robbing art pieces from a Kentucky college, which is actually the state that I live in. So it was UK, I believe, that they were robbing. This is a true story. This actually happened. These kids robbed these paintings to make some money. And what's really cool about this movie and what makes it really different is it's structured like a narrative movie that's based on a true story, but it's also part documentary as well. So as you're watching the actual actors playing these people that actually stole the stuff back in the day, it cuts to the actual people that took the stuff back in the day, the real life people, and it goes back and forth between the actors that are playing them and the real life people, and they're kind of giving two different perspectives as they go. Or the people that it actually happened to are giving their perspective while the movie's just actually happening. It's really unique how they make it flow together to where it doesn't really break up the pace of the movie at all. It's not jarring at all. It just flows together really nicely, and just the way it's edited is super cool. So I highly recommend this one. This has got Barry Keoghan in it, and it's got Evan Peters. And this is before like Barry Keoghan like became kind of big like he is now. Like he was just in Saltburn. They're kind of casting him a lot of stuff now, but this is a really solid movie, and I do highly recommend American Animals. It's a heist film. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a heist film. I think it will look great in 4K, even though, like I said, I don't necessarily need it, but the artwork on the Steelbook I think would be pretty damn awesome. So American Animals on 4K, I would take that. Also, Blindspotting, really great movie. This is a crime comedy in a way. Like, it is equal parts, like, this movie will, like, hit you in your soul, but also, like, make you burst out with laughter. It is a great film. It is, I think, written by the two actors in the film, and they do a great job in this movie, and they did a great job with writing it. It's a very slickly written film. I'm struggling with my like complete thoughts on the movie because it has been 6 years since I saw it, but I remember loving this movie when I first watched it. I would love a 4K steelbook of this movie. I would love this movie to be on 4K. This has Ethan Embry in it, who is in Can't Hardly Wait. He plays a really like different type of role for him as an actor, which he also does in The Devil's Candy as well. He's kind of moving into more like heavy metal type roles, like, you know, bad guy type roles, but he's really great in this film. The movie itself is just really awesome. It makes you think about, it's a great social commentary on where we are now in society, but it doesn't do it in a way that's real heavy handed. At least I don't think. I didn't take it that way. And I'm usually kind of sensitive to that kind of stuff. I don't think it's heavy handed, but the way it balances the comedy and the seriousness and the drama and the crime aspects is really cool. And I really enjoyed this movie, Blindspotting. Think it would make a great 4K steelbook as well. We got a Best Picture winner right here, guys. People like to talk crap about this movie. I remember liking it when I saw it, but I haven't seen it probably since back in 2006, and that is Crash. So Best Picture winner Crash came out from Lionsgate, apparently. So I think this would make a cool steelbook. Best Picture winner, put some prestige in the Lionsgate steelbooks. I think that would be cool. Let me know your thoughts on Crash. This would be a more recent movie from Lionsgate that they put out, and I honestly, I guess because the movie did release theatrically, but I guess it didn't do as well as Imaginary in the theaters. But I feel like this movie made a bigger splash, and I feel like it would sell more steelbooks than Imaginary. So I don't know why Lionsgate won't do a 4K steelbook of Cobweb. This is one of my favorites horror films of last year. I thought this was excellent. And this would make an awesome 4K steelbook for right around Halloween time. Like, the backyard has a bunch of like dead, rotting pumpkins. And I could totally see that on the back of the steelbook. You could do whatever artwork on the front. But on the back of the steelbook, you could do the dead, rotting pumpkins and some other like cool artwork. Like, there's a lot of things you could do with that steelbook that would be spectacular. But if you haven't seen Cobweb, watch it. I don't want to get into it too much because this is a movie that really hinges on some things that happen and some spoilers, and it's best to go into it completely blind. But I kind of compare it to Malignant, just the way it kind of twists and turns and just shocks the shit out of you. But I really enjoyed Cobweb. I think it would make a great 4K steelbook from Lionsgate. And then we got some 2000s horror staples, I feel like. Maybe nobody likes these movies. Maybe nobody would buy these steelbooks, but I think it would be pretty cool if they did 4K steelbooks of these. You got Eli Roth's Cabin Fever right here. I've still got the Half Price Books sticker up there. I think I got this a few years ago at Half Price Books. But this is the side-loading from both sides, guys. Lenticular slipcover, which is pretty damn cool. I bought this for $1 back in the day. But this would be a really, really cool 4K steelbook for sure. And it's tough to say. This might be my favorite Eli Roth movie. It really might be. I'm trying to think. Like, I don't love, I think, any of his movies. I like the Hostel movies okay, but to be honest, there's something about Cabin Fever. I like movies in a cabin. I don't know. It just feels more rewatchable, I guess, to me than Hostel, which just takes things a little bit too far and just kind of leans into Eli Roth's kind of worse sensibilities, I feel like, as a director. But Cabin Fever is cool. I like Cabin Fever. I would enjoy seeing a 4K of this because it does take place in a camp setting. And I've talked about this before, guys, but camp movies usually look phenomenal in 4K. And I think this would look great as well. And there's a lot of great artwork that you could do to kind of lean into Cabin Fever. I mean, the artwork right there alone, like just with the skull, like kind of blends in with the cabin and the trees, like that's good enough to put on the cover. To be completely honest, the original. I tried to put this in the old-fashioned way, but it did not work. All right. Yeah, I got the. Well, now it says $2. Did I get this for $2? Did I get this for $1? I don't feel like I got it for 2. I think I got it for 1. All right. So last up, guys. I don't think that you expected me to pull a movie with the Big Red Machine Kane in it as my last pick, but Lionsgate did do See No Evil from back in 2006, and of course I would take a 4K steelbook of See No Evil. Are you kidding me? I saw this one in the theaters as well. I enjoyed it. I was a huge pro wrestling fan back in the day, so I thought it was cool that they put a wrestler in a horror movie and made him a villain, especially Kane at the time, who was, a big horror villain in wrestling. So to actually put him in a movie was pretty cool. I would take a 4K steelbook of this. And like I said, it's been a long time since I've seen this. I don't know. I know I've watched the DVD since I bought it. But that was probably maybe 2011, the last time I watched this movie. It's been a long time. So I would like to rewatch it in 4K. I actually haven't seen the sequel. I have not seen See No Evil 2. So if Lionsgate has that, do a 2-pack. Do See No Evil 1 and 2 in a double pack steelbook. I think that would be cool. We could do that. Not Kill Bill, but we could do See No Evil in a double pack steelbook for sure. But that's it, guys. That's the video. That's my parts bitching about Lionsgate and the current state of Lionsgate and what they're doing now, and part road mapping a way for them to get back on track. I think that's important, guys. Maybe somebody at Lionsgate will see this. They saw my steelbook video where I highlighted American Psycho 4K steelbook, so you guys saw that. Maybe you'll see this. This is how you get back on track. These are the movies you need to put out 4K steelbooks of to bring us all back in, and praise Lionsgate once again. I gave you the roadmap. It's up to you, Lionsgate, to pull it off. But that's the video, guys. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel, turn on bell notifications for all future videos and reviews, and we'll see you next time.